Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We're giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. We'll start off by giving you the starting lineups. And we'll be able to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Orix, as we're doing the Orix Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks tonight. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 41 is Kodai Sano. Batting second and playing in third base, wearing number 6 is Yuma Mune. Batting third, wearing number 24 and playing at shortstop is Kitaro Kobayashi. In the cleanup spot and in left field, wearing number 7 is Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth and then doing the designated hitting, wearing number 5 is Masahiro Nishino. Batting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 4 is Breivik Valera. Batting seventh at second base, wearing number 3 is Ryo Adachi. Batting eighth in right field, wearing number 39 is Ryoma Ikeda. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Kenya Wakatsuki. And they are going to be facing the right-hander Shota Ishikawa, who is making his 5th start of the season. So far through 4 starts, Ishikawa is 2-0. He's pitched in 20 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 9 hits, only 2 runs. He's walked 13, and he has struck out 21. He's pitched to a tune of a 0.87 earned run average. And so he is going to go head-to-head against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We will give you the Orix Buffaloes starting lineups in just a couple of minutes. But now the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks pitcher has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway. So it'll be Sano, Mune, and Kobayashi to get things going here in the first inning. And the first pitch of the ball game from Ishikawa is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Kodai Sano. Sano batting from the right side against the right-hander Ishikawa, who delivers a strike on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Sano is batting .250 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 6 runs batted in. He takes a breaking ball upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. If you haven't been with us before for the games that the right-hander Ishikawa throws, they are quick as he wastes no time getting the ball back from his catcher and ready to go to work. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. There's a fastball that just misses a little bit low, and Kodai Sano is aboard with a leadoff walk here to start the ball game. And he goes to first base, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. For Yuma Mune on the season, he's hitting .214. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. He gets the start tonight at third base. Mune was a very important part of the Orix Buffaloes lineup last season. Really, in 2021, it was a breakthrough year for Mune. He got a chance to play regular, and he made an impact in the lineup. He's not been as offensive as he was in 2021. Last year, he hit .272. He had 9 homers to go with 42 RBIs. He's not on that pace yet, and he swings at a first pitch fastball that's grounded foul past the first base coach's box, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mune. Mune is not a big physical player. He does bat from the left side. He gets the sign from the third base coach. He digs himself back in. I'd be curious to see if they would put Sano in motion or maybe even try to bunt him over. I wouldn't think that they might bunt Mune here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Off to the races. To second goes Sano. And the umpire has made a decision here. We're just to kind of get an idea of what happened here. Off to the races he goes, and the catcher tries to come up to make the throw, but he never actually makes the throw down to second base. Sano is going to get a stolen base. It is a called strike on Mune. And there is now 0-2 to Mune with the runner Sano now standing at second. So in scoring position here in the top of the first inning. And Ishikawa ready to go back to work. But he steps off the rubber, and now he gets the sign from Takuya Kai, his catcher. He checks the runner Sano at second. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is line foul. It's past the first base dugout, and the count remains at 0-2 to Mune. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Vivid Life popped in just before the stream, and we welcome him for popping in and checking it out. We appreciate you and your support. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. And Ishikawa delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Moving back underneath it is the center fielder, Yannick Amachi. He makes the catch. Tagging at second is the base runner, Sano. It's a good throw into third, and Sano's going to have to put on the brakes. And he is going to retreat back to second base. So it is a fly ball to center field. Mune does not do his job by advancing the runner over to third. He is retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Kobayashi on the season is not off to a strong start. He's hitting a .187. He's got a homer to go with 7 runs batted in. He digs in from the right side, waiting on the offering from Ishikawa, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kobayashi is still only a youngster, getting an opportunity to hold down the shortstop position. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that goes over the head of Kobayashi. That did not have much break in it. The count now goes to 2-0. There's nothing more crazy that I dislike is when players duck pitchers. If he turns, there's an opportunity probably to get hit with the pitch. If he ducks, he almost got hit in the head. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses off the outside corner. And the count now goes to 3-0 to Kobayashi. They do have that open base at first base. But the ever-dangerous Masataka Yoshida is looming on deck. So 3 balls and no strikes to Kobayashi. We're here in the top of the first inning, and there's a fastball delivered for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Kotaro Kobayashi. This game is at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. It is a good night for baseball. The temperature is just shy of 72 degrees, and the conditions are perfect. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Ishikawa fields it. He checks the runner at second. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Kobayashi on a ground out, 1-3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to Masataka Yoshida. For Yoshida, he is getting the start in left field tonight. He's batting .343. He's in his familiar territory with the bat. He's got 4 homers and 23 runs batted in. The right-hander, Ishikawa, takes to the bump. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. He comes set at the belt. He checks the runner, Sano, at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Yoshida. Yoshida, as we've talked about before on our streams, for those who do come in and listen, whether you're listening live or on delay, we say he looks like the left-handed version of Alex Bregman. He's very, very, very tense at the plate. Although he is a left-handed hitter and Bregman is a right-handed stick for the Houston Astros, there's a breaking ball that misses up and away. The count now goes to 2-0 to Yoshida. So 2 balls and no strikes. It is Golden Week, and we are going to be on for all of these games this week. 10 o'clock Pacific time or 1 a.m. Eastern. So early starts Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. There was a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Masataka Yoshida. Kai gives the sign to his pitcher, and he's waiting on the delivery. There is a fastball that catches the outside corner. The count now runs to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Vivid Life says normally he cheers for the Buffaloes, but today he is fist pumping for the Hawks. There it is. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. Here comes the 3-1 offering from Ishikawa. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count runs to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. These two teams, both of these teams have 15 wins under their belt. The better winning percentage right now is with Fukuoka. We've got Big D in the house tonight. Welcome, Big D. It's been a while. We haven't seen you in a bit. So here comes the full count pitch to Yoshida. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line, but it's going to reach the seats in foul territory there, and that is going to keep the count at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. Should Yoshida get on, it's the designated hitter Masahiro Nishino who waits his turn on deck. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. The right-hander Ishikawa comes set at the belt. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and Yoshida has drawn himself a walk. That is going to put Buffaloes on first and second. It's now going to bring up the designated hitter, Masahiro Nishino. For Nishino on the season, he's hitting .269. He's got nothing on his slash line. The catcher, Takuya Kai, takes a few steps out of in front of home plate to give some words of encouragement to his right-hander, Ishikawa. And that is going to bring up this designated hitter, Nishino. Nishino hits from the left side. He's 7 for 26 on the season. Ishikawa checks the runner at second. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Going back on the warning track is the right fielder, Seiji Ubiyashi, and he's going to haul it in. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. Well, the Buffaloes threatened, but they don't score. They had no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We were through a half inning. It's the Orix Buffaloes, nothing. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We got everybody coming in the house now. Troy Trolls, Alexander Leggett. We welcome everybody to be here. We are happy that you guys are here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half. First inning, it is going to be Masaki Momori, Taisi Makihara, and Yuki Yanagita, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Fukuoka batting order. We have those guys here are coming to bat. Troy Toll says here's nothing right now, but he can see other stuff. I'm not really sure. The living room, everybody else has got it. I went over and checked this out on Twitch, and we can hear the stream going just fine. So I'm not sure where the technical difficulties may lie for our friend there. And there's a first pitch fastball from Yoshinobu Yamamoto to Momori that is taken for a ball outside. And that is going to be ball 1. So here comes Yamamoto back to work. He kicks and delivers. And there is a pitch that misses outside. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to, check that. 1 ball and 1 strike to Momori. So Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. We didn't give everybody there. Living Room says, how many people are in the Twitch stream and can we start a fight with them? There's probably not many people there. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. To be honest with you, we don't put a lot of effort into our Twitch stream. We're more concentrating on the YouTube stuff. So here comes the 2-2 from Yamamoto, who rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. Momori, Makihara, and Yanagita for the SoftBank Hawks. 1, 2, 3 in the batting order. It'll be Graciel, Nakamura, Yanagamachi, then Ubiyashi, Imamiya, and Kai. 1 through 9 in their order tonight. And there is a fastball that is swung on. It is slowly tapped over to second. It is fielded neatly by Ryo Adachi. He throws to first on the run. And that is going to retire Momori on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1 here in the first inning. Momori really just threw his bat at the ball to put some contact on it and getting in play. Our friends are all saying, let's have a war with the Twitchers. That's kind of funny. Alexander Leggett says, my stream features a VTuber today. So there you go. So that's going to bring up Taisi Makihara. He's hitting .243 on the season with a homer and 8 runs batted in. He swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball grounded over to third. Fielded by Mune. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Makihara on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Yuki Yanagita here in the first inning. We are going to be calling the games tomorrow. Not just tomorrow, we're going to call the games also on Wednesday. So the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Japanese games, we will be doing the calls on all of them. We're going to do a little update. We won't do a major league game tomorrow, but we will do one on Wednesday and on Thursday. So we'll keep everybody posted on what that will be here in the next little bit. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Yanagita. That misses inside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yanagita waits on the offering from Yamamoto, and it is a split finger pitch that bounces up in the dirt. And the count is now 2-0. Our friend Troy Trolls says that the Minnesota Twins are looking strong in the Central. Unfortunately, Miguel Sano went on the disabled list today, and they said surgery is not out of the question. Here comes the 2-0 offering from Yamamoto. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. If I was looking at this game, sometimes we get the bettors in the house here late night. If I was doing this game, I'd be looking at the under, whatever that might be with these 2 pitchers on the mound. There was a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2 to Yanagita. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Yanagita goes down on strikes for out number 3 here in the first inning. So for Fukuoka, they go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 0 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a minute. Nash is in the house tonight, too, along with the living room, Alexander Leggett, Vivid Life. We're going to have a fun night tonight, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the second inning in just a moment.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we like to support Steve. We are now moving to the top of the second inning. This game is moving quickly. It's because we got two pitchers who like to work quickly and they keep runners off the bases. It is Breivik, Valera, Ryo Adachi, and Ryoma Ikeda get things going here against the right-hander Ishikawa. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He delivers a fastball. This is swung on and grounded foul. Is going to go just past the first base dugout, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the offering from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball swung on, and Valera taps that one foul, and the count goes to 1-2. I say it was a breaking ball, but sometimes it is the split finger pitch, and that's actually what that last one was. It has some depth to it. Can't always pick up the spin from our angle. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ash asks, who am I liking to win this game tonight? It is a great pitching matchup between the two. I would probably choose Yamamoto over Ishikawa. And there's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. That is going to retire Valera on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Ryo Adachi. I just like Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's a power arm. Ishikawa has to rely on his ability to keep the hitters off balance. And that is the difference for me and for my liking. So I like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, although I do like the lineup for the Hawks a little bit better. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Ryo Adachi, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It is another fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. I know the living room says he can't wait to see what the upcoming NPB schedule is going to be. We're also going to be doing the interleague games. Most of the interleague games we will call. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. We are going to do the late night live stuff here on the West Coast. We'll be up at 2 a.m. calling those games, as many as we can possibly get in. There's a breaking ball, misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryo Adachi. Ishikawa wastes no time in going back to work, and there's a split finger pitch. Misses down, and the count is now 3-2. So Ishikawa comes back to work, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. There's got to be room and space as the center fielder, Yanagamachi, goes underneath it, and he makes the catch. That is going to retire Adachi for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ryoma Ikeda. For Ikeda on the season, he's hitting .333, but that is quite easy. He's only 1 for 3 on the season. He's got 1 hit in 3 trips to the plate. He gets the nod tonight in right field. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Ishikawa. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Ikeda batting from the right side against the right-hander Ishikawa. Just a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. It's fielded neatly by Mamori. He flips it to first, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 4-3. Just like that, the top of the second inning is over. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 1.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. The top of the third inning. We are glad you guys are with us tonight. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Fukuoka batting order here to face the right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That means Isabel Graciel, Akira Nakamura, and Tatsuro Yanagamachi. And we are ready to get this one back underway as the Cuban left fielder steps up to the plate. Yamamoto ready to go to work. He rocks in the motion. He delivers a first pitch fastball, and this ball is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That is going to be a leadoff single for Graciel here in the second inning. Curious to see how they're going to play this. If they're going to be bunting them and moving them along. And I say that because hits are probably going to be at a premium in this one, as both of these teams are facing two of the tougher arms in the Pacific League tonight. So the runner at first is Graciel. That is the first baseman, Nakamura, at the dish. Nakamura is hitting .308. He's got a homer and 12 RBIs. And the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses up and away. And the count is 1-0. Vivid Life says he bet on 0 in the first inning. Probably a wise decision. There may be a number of innings he could probably cash in on that. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is lifted foul into the seats just behind the third base side of home plate. That runs the count to 1-1. And Nakamura is hitting .308 with a homer and 12 RBIs. I'm not sure what they flashed there. Sometimes they flash other numbers. I don't know if that's in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But that is what I have him at right now. He's having a decent season. And here comes a fastball. This ball is swung on. This ball is driven into the right field corner. If it stays fair, it's trouble. But that is just going to hook foul as Graciel pulls up running around second base. And that is going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm not sure if it's a giveaway day or if there's something going on, but there's a lot of people wearing helmets down that right field line, maybe because they knew Nakamura was going to hook the ball into the stands. It almost looks kind of funny with all those folks there. I remember one time a couple of years ago when Mike Pagliarulo was playing third base for the Yankees. He was having such a terrible season that a number of fans started showing up over behind first base wearing helmets because they were afraid he was going to throw the ball over the dugout and hit him. There's a split finger pitch down in the dirt, and the count runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the first baseman, Nakamura. It is going to be a neat week here in Japan, as they say it is the Golden Week. They got 3 afternoon games back to back to back, and there is a fastball swung on a tap foul just past the first base coach's box, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We will get some other updates. There's a lot of nice pitching matchups around the NPB tonight. In the game between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Saitama Sibo Lions, it's Ojima versus Sato. That game might be one of the weaker ones, but then you've got Masahiro Tanaka and Takayuki Kato going tonight for the Eagles and Fighters, respectively. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on. It's fouled away over on the third base side. It still keeps the count at 2-2. Over in the Central League, it is Yasuhiro Ogawa taking to the hill for the Occult Swallows against Yuki Nishi, the Hanshin Tigers. Hanshin, who started absolutely horribly, have started to get things going. They've now are 10-20-1 on the season. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Yamamoto. He leans in. He gets his sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul behind home plate. And again, the count remains at 2-2 to Nakamura. The Yomiuri Giants are sending Yuji Akahoshi to the mound, who's 2-1. They play the Hiroshima Toyo Carpool, send Hiroki Takada. The other game that is going to be played, the Chinichi Dragons will send Ogasawara to the hill against Romero. That'll be the other game that we'll keep an eye on as well, the Dragons and Bay Stars. So here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the seats behind third base, and this is now becoming a marathon. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up as Nakamura is just battling away here against the right-hander Yamamoto. All Yamamoto can do is kind of flash a wry smile to his competitor. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Nakamura has gone on strikes. Quite the battle. Great quality at bat by the first baseman for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, but he is retired for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Tatsuro Yanagabachi. I missed out a little bit here on some of the chat. I apologize to you guys. I've been popping in and out a little bit. I keep moving back and forth to the A and the B feed. So I sometimes lose the chat when I'm not focused in on that. So Yanagabachi steps up to the plate, and the first pitch from Yamamoto is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yanagabachi is hitting .379 on the season. He's got no homers and 9 runs batted in. He's been on fire over the last week. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Yamamoto kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nash says the Carp have 6 runs in the first inning. I'm going to be checking in on the out-of-town scoreboard in a bit. So some of those matchups are, all the other games now are underway. There was only the one game that was an earlier start. A split finger pitch that swung on and missed, and now that runs the count to 1-2. The Marines and the Lions were one of the early starts. There is some action and a lot of scoring on the Uptown scoreboard, and you are correct. A 6 spot by the Carp have jump-started their lead. There's nothing worse than being down 6 runs after the first inning. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Instead, Yamamoto flips it over to first, and getting back in time is the base runner, Graciel. So Yanagabachi digs himself back in. Yamamoto checks the runner at first. He comes set at the belt. Then he raises to the chest. Not sure why he does that. It's not quite a double set, but it makes you wonder. He does it all the time. There is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-2. It looks like he comes to a stop, and then he gets going again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. He kicks and delivers. There is a split finger pitch swung on. It's tap foul just by home plate. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a very healthy crowd on a Tuesday afternoon in Fukuoka. They've come to see their hometown team here against the squad from Osaka. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Yamamoto delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Over to second for 1. Back to first, and it's not in time. That is going to be a fielder's choice. It'll erase Graciel 6-4. He is gone for out number 2, and that is going to allow Yanagamachi to get the first. So he is aboard on that fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Seiji Ubiashi, who's getting the nod in right field tonight. Nash asks the question, who do you think has the best jerseys in the league? I'm not a fan of Fukuoka's jerseys, the yellow, the black, and the white. It's not that they're offensive or anything. They're not my style. I definitely do not care for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters jerseys. There's a fastball that misses down and away. As far as I'm concerned, the jerseys are there to distract you from their play, which is not the best. I do like these jerseys that the Buffaloes are wearing today. It's like a navy blue top with the gold trim, the white pants with the piping down the side. There is a pitch that is a split finger that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 to Ubiashi. So those are probably the ones I prefer. Alexander Leggett says the Tigers and Giants have the best. Hard to argue there. The Murray Giants, the uniforms are kind of timeless, as I would put it. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike that runs the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Living Room says the Ham Fighters are exposed. Yeah, that's the tactic. Let's put on an ugly uniform so that it'll distract you, or maybe a uniform that's not as common, and that'll distract you from their play. There's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted into the seats behind the third base dugout. It's a lot of real estate over there on the third base side. The third baseman, Yumamune, had to run a long way, but that is going to reach the seats. It's at 2-2. A friend of mine I used to coach with, he used to be on the coaching staff with one of the Latchman brothers. I think it was Marcel Latchman. And Marcel Latchman always used to have a saying. He says, okay, guys, let's put our costumes on and go out and entertain. He would say that to his players. Well, what he would do is obviously they were looking at the uniforms of the players and referring to them as costumes. We're either going to go out and entertain in a positive way, or we're going to entertain in a circus type way. Either way, we're going to entertain. And there's a fastball that is swung on and missed. And Ubiashi is gone on strikes for the third out of the inning. It's the third strikeout for Yamamoto. So in the inning, there was no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. They are all knotted up at zeros in Fukuoka. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, everybody. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. We appreciate y'all for listening in. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the third inning. We're glad you guys could be with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming up to face Ishikawa. We've got the 9-1-2 hitters in the Orix batting order. That means Kenya Wakatsuki, Kodai Sano, and Yuma Mune. The first pitch that was offered to Wakatsuki was a breaking ball in the dirt. And Ishikawa follows that second offering up with another breaking ball in the dirt. And the count is quickly 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Ishikawa back to work. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats behind the home plate area, first base side of home plate. And the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike to the Orix catcher. Ishikawa ready to go back to work once he gets that baseball. There's another fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. There's no doubt about it. Ishikawa wastes very little time. As soon as he gets the baseball, he is ready to throw. And here's the 2-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down in front of Graciel, who bobbles the ball. He doesn't allow it to get away. Making a big turn is Wakatsuki. He is going to return to the base as Graciel decides to show off his basketball skills up there in left field as he's dribbling the ball on the turf. And that is going to allow Wakatsuki to be the leadoff batter. That is the third base runner tonight for Orix, the first hit of the ball game. That is going to bring up Kodai Sano. For Sano tonight, he walked and stole a base his first time up. He bats here against the right-hander Ishikawa. And instead, Ishikawa flips it over to first base, and diving back in time safely is Wakatsuki. Sano on the season is batting .250. He is got a couple of homers and 6 RBIs. He runs very well. He's only got 4 stolen bases so far. But he squares to bunt. He drops it down. It's a good one. It's fielded by Ishikawa. His only play is to first. And that is going to retire Sano. That's going to go down as a sacrifice. 1-3 for out number 1 here in the third inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Mune was in this exact position his last time up, and he failed to advance Sano, as Sano was the runner at the time on second base. Well, now he's got the runner Wakatsuki on at second, but there is one away this time. So Mune steps in, batting from the left side. His average has slipped to .211 now on the season. Ishikawa delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mune. That last pitch had a lot of depth to it from the right-hander Ishikawa. Now he gets his sign from Kai, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and in. A nice block by the catcher, Kai. Was able to keep that from going all the way to the backstop. So the one thing they have to keep in mind is there's a lot of stuff going on. All around here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. When I looked at Ishikawa's numbers before the game, the thing that stood out for me is the amount of walks. 13 walks in 20 2/3 innings. He's actually walked more batters than he's allowed giving up hits. He's only given up 9 hits. So if Ishikawa could stop his walks and cut down on the free passes, he'd even be tougher. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is the right fielder Ubiashi. He makes the catch. Not a great decision by the base runner at second base. As Wakatsuki doesn't tag, that ball was driven right to the warning track. He could have crawled all the way to third base. Kobayashi makes the catch and fires it in, but not good base running by the runner at second base to tag. He's not that slow. He could have made it all the way there with that ball where it was driven, but that is now out number 2. That's going to leave it up to Kentaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Here comes the first offering from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and tap foul. It's behind home plate, and the count is 0-1. Nash says bad base running. Absolutely. If deep fly ball to right field, caught on the warning track, you got to be able to tag and advance over to third. Especially there, one wild pitch or pass ball, and you've got yourself the lead. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Kobayashi. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. It's the fundamental skills that are poor fundamental skills sometimes that are the challenge for players. And that was a situation right there where it was not good fundamental baseball. So here comes the offering, and it is a breaking ball that misses down. Another good block by Takuya Kai. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kobayashi. The right-hander Yamamoto is now up and throwing in front of the dugout. He's getting himself loose. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kobayashi. And here comes the delivery. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Runs the count now to 2-2. I would say this, that the right-hander Ishikawa, who just threw his 50th pitch, may not sniff the 7th inning tonight at this pace. And here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch, swung on. It's grounded over to third. And the third baseman for the Hawks, who is Makihara, is not able to come up with it. That's going to go down as an E5. And the inning is going to stay alive as Kobayashi reaches base safely. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Masataka Yoshida. So there now are runners on the corners. It was not an easy play, but it was not so difficult that he wouldn't have been able to come up with a play and had a shot at the runner at first base. So that has definitely put them in the hole, or in a tough position here with runners on the corners and 2 away. So Wakatsuki is at third, Kobayashi, the runner, at first, and Masataka Yoshida steps up to the plate. This is an opportunity where he can make them pay. Nash says 2 walks on the day already. Absolutely. And not enough strikeouts to walks. And there's a fastball that comes inside and hits the batter, Yoshida. He is going to be aboard by a hit batter. That's going to load the bases. The bases are full of Buffaloes. There's a stampede happening on the base paths, and that's going to bring up Masahiro Nishino. We got Big Ray in the house. Welcome. Living Room says he went for a smoke. What did he miss? While the bases are full of Buffaloes, there is a conference on the mound as the pitching coaches come out to talk to Ishikawa. So if you're not walking him, you're hitting him. He's living dangerously here in the 3rd inning. Alexander Leggett says a stampede is about to happen, and that is correct. So we're going to see if we can see some clutch hitting here from the Buffaloes. So Nishino steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's flown out to right field his first time up. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ishikawa. Nishino waits on the first offering, and here we go. And Ishikawa kicks and fires. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner. Really nice pitch under the hands. So no balls and 1 strike to Nishino. As we said, it's a beautiful day for baseball in the Dome. The Temperature is a beautiful 70 degrees at game time. There's the 0-1 fastball delivered. It is swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line, and the count now is 0-2 to Nishino. Nash says, completely forgot that Breivik Valera was on the Buffaloes. Yeah, he's waiting his turn on deck, the former Toronto Blue Jay. He still hasn't quite figured out the Japanese pitching yet. He's hitting below the proverbial Mendoza line. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2 on Nishino. Breivik Valera is waiting on deck. As we said, he is one of a number of former Blue Jays that are in the NPB this year. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there is a check swing that's fouled off. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side of home plate. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. As we said, he's a quick worker when there's nobody on base, but he does slow it down when there are runners aboard. So here comes the 1-2 offering. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Nishino. Ishikawa's got himself in a jam. I remember a number of years ago that Sparky Anderson, when he was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, they always used to call him Captain Hook because he had a quick hook. But the things he used to talk about was he liked to have guys throw, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Finished by Sparky thought when we get back. It is flipped over to the shortstop covering at the bag. It's a fielder's choice. That is going to end the inning. So a 4-6 fielder's choice. That takes care of Yoshida at second. It's going to end the inning. The Buffaloes, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was 1 error and 3 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It is a 0-0 ball game. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're glad you are dialing in here with us tonight. Hold tight. Here is our friend Steve again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve. Welcome back. We've got the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming back for Fukuoka here in their half of the third inning. It'll be Kenta Imamiya, Takuya Kai, and Masaki Momori. And it is Imamiya who is hitting a breathtaking 314 to start the season here. He takes a fastball inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. I say that because he's not necessarily known for his bat. He is a sacrifice bunt machine. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It's grounded hard to third base. Great play by Mune. He stops the ball. He fires to first. That's going to be a ground out 5-3 for out number 1 to begin the bottom of the third. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Our friend Nash says that the Hawks have been playing with fire. It was for sure, especially hitting the batter of that last inning and allowing an error to load the bases. Sure put them in a difficult position, but to the pitcher Ishikawa's credit, he was able to wiggle out of it. So here's the first pitch to Takuya Kai. He takes a breaking ball in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kai having a difficult season at the plate. He's hitting a $127 with no homers and 6 RBIs. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. It is going to be a base hit for Kai. I was just starting to lament the fact that he has struggled at the plate offensively, but you would have never known it there as he's got himself a base hit single. And that is going to bring up the top of the order, Masaki Momori. For Momori, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. So Kai at first base. Kai is one of those players. We've talked about this before. There are a couple players that always seem to do well when we call the games. Takuya Kai is one of them here for Fukuoka. So Momori steps up to the plate. And he is ready for the first offering from Yamamoto. It is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. The count is 1-0. There was news out of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk camp today that former big leaguer Freddie Galvis has been sent down to the farm. He has not had a good start with his time with the Hawks. He is batting well below the Mendoza line, or the proverbial Mendoza line. He's maybe creating his own line called the Galvis line. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. He was batting 129. He had a homer and 4 RBIs through the first 22 games of the season, so not quite the production I thought they were going to get from the switch hitter. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Momori. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder. Digging hard for third. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time as Kai is easily able to get into third. And that is going to put runners on the corners with 1 away. That is going to bring up Taisi Makihara. So back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the third. I have something going here for the Hawks. That ball was absolutely scorched. And the right fielder, Ikeda, came in at full bore, fielded the ball, threw it right on the line, and it was a good throw. They're able to cut it off and hold that runner at first base. So now that is going to bring up the third baseman, Makihara, who is 0 for 1 today. He grounded to his counterpart the last time up at third base. So Alonso Perez says, what's the score and the outs in the inning? So Alonso, you can look at across the bottom of the screen. You will know the score and you will know the inning. Although the inning is the bottom of the third, we have to make that change. So here comes the pitch to the hitter Makihara, but instead it is thrown over to first base. And diving back in time is the base runner Momori. Nash says there is good base running right there. Absolutely it was. Nice base running by the catcher Kai to go first to third. Good piece of hitting too. And to be quite fair, that ball was absolutely scorched. And for Kai to go first to third, because the ball was getting to the right fielder Ikeda in a hurry. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now is 1 ball and no strikes to Makihara. Alonso Perez says, I love that they start getting hits right when I bet on the no score. Well, you never know. Yamamoto could wiggle himself out of this here. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Makihara. Yamamoto's got the ability for possibly a strikeout or even a double play ball. There is a split finger pitch that misses down. A nice block by the catcher Wakatsuki. That runs the count now to 2-0 on Makihara. The 3-hole hitter Yuki Yanagita is waiting his turn on deck. Should Makihara stay out of that double play? So here comes the 2-0 offering. Yamamoto comes set. He checks the runner over at third. And now he kicks and fires. And again, another pitch in the dirt. Again, another good block by Wakatsuki. So 3 balls and no strikes. Alexander Leggett said, it's the NPB. A junkyard, a dogfight is less random. Yeah, probably right. So 3 balls and no strikes. And Makihara is digging in, ready to face the right-hander Yamamoto, who's got himself in some trouble here in the bottom of the third. He comes set at the chest. And now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. You certainly don't want to load the bases to face Yuki Yanagita. The big bats of the Hawks are about to come up to bat. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He's going to have to rear back and maybe put a little extra on one of these pitches and try to blow it by the hitter. So here comes the 3-1 offering. And here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. It's going to run the count to 3-2. Our friend Nash says Yamamoto is doing his best Ishikawa impersonation or impression. Yeah, it looks like it. Going to get himself into some trouble and then try to wiggle himself out of it. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Makihara. The crowd in Fukuoka has got their thunder sticks out. They are in full masks in the stands. Here comes the 3-2. Yamamoto ready to deliver. And instead he fires over to first, and getting back barely in time is the base runner Momori. The quick feet of Yamamoto really was able to help him out, plus the plus arm throwing over. So that is going to still keep the count at 3-2 on Makihara. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Yamamoto kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt. And that is going to load the bases, and that's going to bring up the dangerous Yuki Angita. He's dangerous on so many fronts. Not only is he been one of the best hitters in the Fukuoka lineup over the last few years, he also has got some wheels, so he's a tough guy to double up. And so he is going to come to the plate with the bases full of Hawks and only 1 away. So this is Yamamoto's chance to be able to wiggle out of this. Yanagita bats from the left side. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. His average has slipped to 241 on the season. And so here comes the first pitch offering from the right-hander Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly over to first. Valera fields it, but he can't come up with it. We're going to have to see how they score that one. It may end up being a base hit, but he's unable to make the play, and the Hawks have a run on the board, and there is still only 1 out. It is going to be an error charged to Valera, so E3 in the books. No RBI credited there as Takuya Kai crosses the plate for the first run of the ball game for the Hawks. And that is going to keep the bases loaded, and the band is going to keep playing, and that's going to bring up Yurizabel Graciel. Valera tried to barehand the ball. It looked like he wanted to barehand it and throw to the plate. He really only had 1 play, and that would have been to home plate because the base runner was steaming down the line, and he had to charge and come and get the ball. There was no way he was going to be able to get it and flip it back to first. His only play would have been at the plate. And I'm not even sure if there would have been a play at the plate. Takuya Kai had a really good read. The ball was not hit hard enough. But Yangita does the job, and the Hawks are on the board here, 1-0. So Alexander Leggett says, what's a stampede of birds? It's definitely a flock going on here. I don't know what a stampede of hawks would be, or a flock of hawks. There's a first pitch that's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. It used to be, I think it was a gaggle of geese was something, but I don't know what a bunch of hawks are. So 1 ball and no strikes to Graciel. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He holds at the chest. And now he kicks and fires. There is a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-0. Alexander Leggett says, Google says it's a cauldron. A cauldron of hawks. So 2 balls and no strikes to Graciel. There's nowhere to put him here with the bases loaded. You know he's going to get a fat pitch here to hit. He's going to be loading up big time. So here comes the 2-0. Yamamoto kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. And the count now goes to 2-1. Alexander Leggett says, the more you know. Absolutely. The more you know, the more you know. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Graciel. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto, who kicks and fires. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour, and it stood Graciel up. I think there was a little bit of reputation there in that fastball. It looked like it may have been off the corner. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And here comes the delivery. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It's tapped back to the mound. Yamamoto fields it. He throws to the plate. They get the runner on the force. But I have a feeling they're going to be wanting to take a look at this one. They're going to want to go up and see the VAR. So let's see. The manager is at the top steps. And Fujimoto is demanding a look. So we are going to have a review here. And so while we have a review, we're going to take a look at that out-of-town scoreboard from the Japanese league here, from the NPB. So in the Central League, it is a 9-1 scoreline for the Hiroshima Carp. They're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Carp are swimming fast today. The Swallows have a 3-0 lead over the Tigers. That's in the bottom of the 4th. And the Chinichi Dragons have a 3-2 lead over the Bay Stars. We're taking a look at the replay, our first glance at the replay. It's going to be tough. Let's see here. But not so tough. I think he is out. I think Alexander Leggett is going to make the right call. Get the other angle here, and it looks like he's out now. The only question that I have is, did the catcher maintain his contact with the plate? Because the ball was able to beat them there. That is my only question. We're getting the overhead view on this one now. And it looks like it's a no-doubter. In my opinion, a no-doubter that the catcher held the plate. So we'll see what the umpires have to say in a moment when they come back. In the Pacific League, the other scores are the Saitama Cebu Lions have a 3-2 lead over the Chibolote Marines. It's in the bottom of the 6th. And the top of the 5th, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have a 3-2 lead on the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. And we are here in the bottom of the 3rd, and it is a 1-0 ball game. And here comes the umpires. They're going to have a decision. And they are ruling him out at the plate. It is a fielder's choice. So Graciel bounces into the fielder's choice. Mamori is erased on a 1-2 putout for out number 2. All the other base runners advance a base. That is going to bring up Akira Nakamura to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 away. So Nakamura steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his last time up after a marathon battle against the right-hander Yamamoto. There's a first pitch Split finger pitch taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. We've got Redbeard in the house. We welcome him for being here tonight, Jimmy. So Nash says the Hawks have got to cash in here to protect Ishikawa, and there's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. Count is now 0-2 to Nakamura. One would have to think that Ishikawa is probably not going to be around for much longer. He probably will get to the 6th. I don't know if he sniffs the 7th tonight. I'll just have to wait and see. The living room says, rest in peace, Freddie Galvis. Yeah, unfortunately, he is down on the farm. He gets sent down to the Japanese farm. There's a fastball swung on his line right to the first baseman, Valera. And that is going to do it. The batter, Nakamura, is talking to himself as he walks back to the dugout. He hit that ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of Valera, who doesn't make any mistake this time. And that is going to do it for Fukuoka and their half of the 3rd inning. Well, they scored a run in the inning, and the benefit of 2 hits, there was an error, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 1, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 4th inning. Jimmy Redbeard breaks in the house tonight. We welcome him. Jimmy is quite the character. Hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Orix batting order. That means Breivik, Valera, Rio Adachi, and Ryoma Akita. And the first pitch delivered to Valera is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Valera today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Valera. Valera entered the ball game today hitting 192, and there he swings at a fastball. It's grounded into the shallow right field. It is fielded by the second baseman, Mamori. He dives. He throws to first. It is wide. It is not in time. That ball gets away from the first baseman. Backing up on the play is the catcher, Kai. And the ball is thrown to second base, and it is not in time. And Valera has got himself all the way to second on a ground ball that possibly could have or should have been an out. So the first thing that happened was it was a great play by the second baseman, Mamori, to go into shallow right field to make the stop. When he got up, he threw the ball away. It got all the way. And then the second base, or the shortstop, Imamiya, almost took the ball right in the head as it looked like it was coming off of the base runner. So that's going to go down as a single for Valera. And it's going to be E4, which allows him to go to second base. So the scorer has ruled that as a hit. And that is going to bring up Rio Adachi. So Adachi today is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. And here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's neatly fielded this time by Momori. He throws it to first. But advancing over to third is Valera. That's a nice piece of hitting by the second baseman, Adachi. It goes down as a ground out 4-3. You don't necessarily see some of those things always in the box score. He should be getting some high fives from his teammates when he gets back to the dugout. That is going to bring up Ryoma Ikeda. So Ikeda is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. He's 1 for 4 on the season. He got the nod tonight in right field. So here comes the first pitch from Ishikawa. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ikeda. The 2 hits that the Buffaloes have come from the bottom 4 players in their batting order. The top part has been on base a few times through errors and hit by pitches, but nobody with a hit yet. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on again tomorrow. It is Golden Week. We'll have tomorrow and the game on Thursday. There's a fastball that is delivered. Ikeda tries to check his swing, and the first base umpire says that he did go. That's going to run the count now to 1-2. So we are going to make an announcement sometime after this game. I'll take a look at the pitching matchups, maybe early morning, and see who we're going to call. There's a fine chance that we may call these same 2 teams again tomorrow night. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. The other possibility is Chiba and the Saitama Cebu Lions. We might do that one. I don't think I'm going to touch the series between the Fighters and the Eagles. We'll see what that looks like. So here we go. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down, and that is going to land in front of the right fielder Ubiashi, and in the score is Breivik Valera. And the game is now tied at 1s on the single by Ikeda. So he collects himself an RBI, and now it is a 1-1 ball game. Did a nice piece of hitting. He broke his bat actually on that one as well. He just flicked the hands at it, and he was able to bloop it into shallow right field as Valera crosses the plate. That is going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So the Buffaloes on the bench were clapping in agreement. That's what they were able to have. So here we go. The runner at first is Wakatsuki, and they fire over to first base, and diving back in time safely. Is Ikeda, and diving back in time is Ikeda. Wakatsuki is the hitter. He is 1 for 1 today. He singled his last time up. Curious to see if they would consider bunting him even with 1 out. And here comes the pitch, and they do square to bunt. That pitch is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. I'd like to see the replay of that pitch. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Sometimes the umpire loses sight because the catcher, Kai, had to stand straight up and block his vision. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wakatsuki. So here comes the pitch. It is a thrown over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So 1 ball and no strikes. So here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. Moving over underneath it is the third baseman, Makihara. He's going to make the catch in the third base coach's box. And that is going to retire Wakatsuki. They should have stayed with the sacrifice bunt, even with the 1 out. That swing was looking rather choppy here. Got to put a better swing on that pitch, especially when you're ahead in the count. That is the second out of the inning. That's going to bring in the top of the order, Kodai Sano, to the plate. Sano today officially does not have a at bat. He walked and stole a base his first time up, and then he had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. And the first pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count is now 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Sano. Sano waiting on the offering from the right-hander Ishikawa. There's a first fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and two strikes. As we said, everybody is in full swing in the out of town. We will keep you up to date on all that stuff. This game here, as is the Murray Hiroshima game, this game is moving a little bit slower now. We got a pretty good pace, but we're only in the top of the fourth inning. Everybody else is steamrolling right along now. So no balls and two strikes to Sano, and here comes the pitch from Ishikawa. And instead, he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Ikeda. So we're going to do the 0-2 pitch again here. Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher. This might be a good pitch for Ikeda to run on, because even if he gets thrown out, you got the top of the order here. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball, and they think about going, but Kai stays straight up. And that is going to be a ball upstairs. The count is 1-2 to Sano. Now, the reason I would run in this situation is there's two outs. If the runner steals second base, he's in scoring position, and a base hit will score him. If you get him thrown out, you've got the top of the order coming up in the next inning. So to me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Here comes the pitch. It is breaking ball down. There goes the runner. Here comes the throw down to second base. It's in time. And that is going to retire Ikeda. That goes as a caught stealing 2-6. He is gone for out number 3. And that'll mean that Kodai Sano will lead off the next inning. So there was one run in the inning. We're on the benefit of 2 hits. We had no errors. Check that. We had 1 error on the throwing error by the second baseman Mori, and there was nobody left on base. We are now through 3.5. It is a 1-1 ball game. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call at the bottom of the 4th inning after this. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Hang tight, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave. We'll be back in just a moment with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. Here we go with the bottom of the 4th inning, and the first pitch delivered by Yamamoto is swung on by the right fielder Yanagamachi, and it is a base hit into right field, and just like that, they have a runner aboard to the Hawks with a single here by Yanagamachi. That is the second time he's been on base. He reached that last time on a fielder's choice, but now he is aboard with as a runner on first. That's going to bring up the right fielder Seiji Ubiyashi. The one thing you can tell about Japanese baseball is they don't waste time in between innings. They move very quickly, unlike Major League Baseball, where you can get a whole pile of infomercials in. This one here moves at a quick pace. So Ubiyashi at the plate. And instead, they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Yanagamachi. Biashi today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. I will say this, Yamamoto is not as sharp as we normally see him. He's got 3 strikeouts today in the ball game. But he is not his normal self. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Biashi. The Fukuoka right fielder bats from the left side against the right-hander, and here comes the 1-0 offering. And instead, Yamamoto fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Yanagamachi. So a lot of tongue twisters here for you back-to-back. If you've got Yanagamachi at first and Ubiashi at the plate, you have a lot of different things, especially if you have to say them quickly. You have to keep up with that. So here we go. Here is the fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short, over to second for 1, but not in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice, 6-4. It's actually a tough play by Kobayashi, who had to come in and get the slow roller. He was able to throw it almost behind him to the base. And that is going to retire Yanagamachi, and that is a fielder's choice that Ubiashi has arrived on. Our living room says, what are the top 5 infomercials? And there they go. Just reading what Alexander Leggett has to say in here as well. Well, we thank everybody for stopping by tonight. It is Kenta Imamiya at the plate with the runner on first, and 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here comes the first pitch from the right-hander Yamamoto. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yamamoto is about to throw his 60th pitch here. And based on this, we would think that neither of the starters will be around to finish this one here today. So here comes the 1-1, or the checked at the 1-0, and that makes the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work against the right-handed hitting Imamiya. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Very interesting there. They had the runner on the move. And so Ubiashi is able to go all the way around to third. It was a well-executed hit-and-run play. Imamiya is aboard with a single. That's his first hit of the ball game. And the Hawks have something going here. So he was able to pull that ball and roll it over through the 6-hole. The shortstop, Kobayashi, was racing to the base to cover the bag. And so he hit it through that vacated spot. It was a good piece of hitting, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Our friend Nash says, more great base running. It is great base running. You don't always see that. Also, the hit and run play, you don't see that a whole lot. I watch a lot of Major League games, and I often wonder how many times you see hit and runs. It's not all that often, let alone a good executed hit and runs. Alexander Leggett said, yeah, I got an unintentional good hit too. The base running has been underrated for sure. Our friend the living room is running through the old school commercials tonight. So here comes the pitch to Takuya Kai. Kai squares the bunt. He pulls back, but he takes it for a strike. The ball pops out of the catcher's mitt, but Wakatsuki is able to get it. So 1 away here. I'm kind of curious to see. It's almost a safety squeeze with runners on the corners because the runners are not moving. Curious to see how they're going to play this one out. Takuya Kai did have a single, and he scored the only run of the game for the Hawks his last time up. So Big Ray's throwing out his commercials. Big Ray, you got to remember, some of these guys were not born in 1938, though. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And Yamamoto delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. It almost sounds like something you would see in Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. All that old stuff. The Flowbee hair cutting system. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kai. And here comes the 1-1 offering from Yamamoto. And again, Kai squares the bunt. This time he pops it up. And racing over is the catcher who slides and makes the catch. A nice play by Wakatsuki. Kai unable to get the job done. That's going to be a pop out to 2. And he is gone for out number 2 here in the 4th inning. That's going to leave it all up to the top of the order, Momori. So Momori comes to the plate. He is 1 for 2 today. He's singled and he's grounded out. It looks like Yoshinobu Yamamoto might wiggle out of this one. So back-to-back jams. I started to tell a story a couple innings ago about Sparky Anderson being known as Captain Hook. And he always used to have a method. He said, like, I'll let my pitcher get into trouble once, but as soon as he gets into trouble again, I'm taking him out. Well, if that was this game, Yamamoto would already be in the showers. Kenneth Austin says, why are they bunting? There were runners on the corners. The 9-hole hitter at the plate. And Takuya Kai is normally a pretty reliable bunter, but not in that particular situation. So Yamamoto throws over to first, and diving back is the base runner Imamiya. So one would think that they would have almost safety squeezed in that spot to get the runner in from third, and maybe to have runners or at least advance the other runner over into scoring position. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Momori. Momori made that error in the last inning that eventually led to the first run of the game for the Buffaloes. Kenneth Austin says, not used to seeing the squeeze bunt very often. More of a safety squeeze. So in other words, the runner at third wasn't going to be running on the pitch, which he wasn't. And there is a split finger pitch swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. That keeps the count at 0-2. Basically, what they do in doing that is by putting it into play. Depending on where they bunt it, you could even do it if it's on the first base side or third base side. If it's the third base side, the runner at third can read the third baseman as he's coming down the line. If the third baseman decides to throw to first base, you can just charge right on home depending on how far you get down the line. So no balls and 2 strikes to Momori. Momori bats from the left side against the right-hander Yamamoto. This will be the 67th pitch of the ball game for Yamamoto. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. While we're talking about infomercials in the chat, one thing I would love to be able to see is we got to get on the bandwagon for Arizona Iced Tea. This is a free plug for them. Don't get any compensation for this. That is my go-to iced tea drink, especially as we get into the summertime. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. That is going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Momori. Our friend Living Room says, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Yes, it has. Alexander Leggett says, Arizona, their cans are so aesthetic. The one thing I've been getting is the cartons. They have them almost like the box drink, but they're huge. They come in basically a quarter of a gallon. You can get them as that. And so you could put those in the freezer, unlike the cans, and you can pull them out half frozen, and it's almost like an Arizona slush. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Mamori. The runner at third is Ubiyashi. The runner at first is Imamiya. Yamamoto comes set at the chest. And now he kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is lined into center. It's going to get down. There is going to be a run that's going to score. That is going to increase, or that's going to break the deadlock here. As Mamori gets himself a single and an RBI, he makes up for the error he committed last inning. Ubiyashi is going to cross the plate for the second run of the ball game for the Hawks. And Imamiya cruises into second base. There are runners on first and second with 2 away. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Taisi Makihara. For Makihara, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third, and he walked his last time up. Makihara takes a first pitch breaking ball outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nash says a great way to fight back in that plate appearance. Yeah, there's nothing worse when you make an error and then you get the opportunity to come back up and make amends for yourself, which is what happened there. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lashed through the 4-hole into right field, digging hard from second and coming around to score. The ball goes to the plate. They throw down to second, and they are going to get the batter runner, Makihara, thrown out at second. So he is going to be given credit for a single. He's going to get himself an RBI. The runner, Imamiya, scores from second base. That's going to give the Hawks a 3-1 lead. But Makihara is going to be retired on the old 9-6 putout for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for Fukuoka. But the damage has been done. They scored 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment after this from our friend, Steve.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Much appreciated, Steve. We are now cruising to the top of the 5th inning. The right-hander Ishikawa is ready to go back to work, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away by the leadoff hitter Kodai Sano. And the count is quickly 0-1. It is Sano, Mune, and Kobayashi, the top 3 hitters in the batting order, to face Ishikawa. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined past the diving Mamori into center field. And Sano is aboard with a single here. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Our friend Project 156 asked the question, what is Yamamoto's pitch count? That's a great question. And what I've got for Yamamoto is currently a 71. So I don't know if I'm completely accurate or not, but that's what I've got on my books. I don't see him getting through much more past the 7th. Feels that way, as Alexander Leggett says. So here comes the first pitch to Mune. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Yuma Mune today is 0 for 2. He flew out to center field, and he flew out to right field in his 2 trips to the plate. As we said before, he's getting the start at third base. His offensive numbers are down significantly from last year. Last year, that was a breakout year for him. Yeah, Project says that is rough through 4. Yeah, probably want to be at around 15 pitches an inning. If he's at 60 through 4, you can live with that. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed by Mune. That now is got the count to, I've got it at 0-2. So here comes the pitch from Ishikawa, and there is another split finger pitch, but that one misses down, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So unlike the Major League Baseball, one would have to think that more than likely the pitcher Yamamoto was good for maybe 110 pitches tonight, give or take. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Sano. I would think that Sano could be on the move here. And here comes the 1-2 offering. A kick and deliver. It's a fastball, and Yuma Mune has to skip rope at home plate so he doesn't get hit, and that's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mune digs in, ready to face the offering from Ishikawa. Right-hander against the left-hander. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He comes set at the belt. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. The runner, Sano, was going on the pitch, and now he has to retreat back to first base as Mune has flown out to center field for the second time today. He has gone for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi on this season, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to the pitcher, and he has reached base on an error. So he digs in, waiting on the first offering from the right-hander Ishikawa. And instead, Ishikawa throws over to first, and diving back in time is Sano. The left fielder Masataka Yoshida is waiting his turn on deck. So here we go. Here comes the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on the warning track is Graciel. He's going to make the catch right in front of the Hakata Green Hotel sign. And Kobayashi sent that one a long way, a lot longer than I thought. But he is retired for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. Yeah, Alexander says almost a dinger. I didn't think he got enough of it at first look. And now we have a conference on the mound as the pitching coaches come up to see his right-hander Ishikawa. That was the 81st pitch. I'm sure they're probably talking about how they want to face Masataka Yoshida. The umpires are now coming out to break up the conference of Hawks. While Alexander Leggett was looking up things, what is a congress? I say that because we were talking about a gaggle of things, and we had all kinds of cauldron. We always talk about a gaggle of geese, or a pack of wolves, or a pride of lions. What is a congress? So here is Asataki Yoshida. Yoshida steps up here with 2 away. And the first pitch to him is a changeup taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Certainly don't see a whole lot of off-speed pitches here. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Yoshida. And there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. One would have to think that the righty Ishikawa is going to go right after the star hitter for the Buffaloes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch. It's swung on. It gets past the catcher, Kai, and he is going to reach base. As that pitch was swung on and missed, it ended up squirting by Kai. That is going to put runners to first and second. So Yoshida is going to reach. It's going to be a strikeout. We're going to have to see if that's going to be a wild pitch. It looks like it is. Ball was in the dirt. It ended up getting away from Kai. It hit the umpire. And then he picked it up, and that is going to be a third out of the inning, which is not quite the third out. Yeah, absolutely the catcher did. He messed that one up for sure. First of all, you got to block that pitch and keep it in front. And so there's your insult to injury. There's always karma. They come out and they're going to talk to Takuya Kai as he got hit on the hand on that side. So you don't make the play. The baseball gods have a way of reminding you. So a nice job by the umpire to help out on blocking that one. I just want to go back and take a look to see what they ruled on that Sano situation. When Sano was up at the plate here, they did rule it a hit for him. I did not mark that in my scorecard here to begin the inning. But they're going to take Takuya Kai in. That doesn't mean he's leaving the game. This is what they do in Japan. They'll take him into the training room to have a look at him. And we'll see if he's going to be able to come back out. My guess is he will be. But they always do this a little bit. They take a very couple of moments to get him off the field. You don't see this in the MLB. The MLB, they'll make a decision. Is he hurt or is he injured? Can he play or can he not? In this particular position here, he is off and they're taking him down the hall in the training room, probably for some magic gel or dust. So that last pitch was down. It was swung on. It was missed by Yoshida. I'll be curious to see how they're going to score that. I think it's a wild pitch. As we said, it ended up squirting through. It hit the umpire. And the catcher, Kai, was looking around for it. But while we wait to find out what the situation is for Kai, the Hawks are on the phone. They're getting an opportunity to get their pitchers all lined up. I would be curious to see how much more Ishikawa's got left in him. Nash says no clean innings in this game. Actually, that's not totally true. The first inning for Fukuoka was their offense. It was a clean inning. They went 1-2-3. And for the Buffaloes, it was in their second inning. They went 1-2-3. But outside of that, you're right. There hasn't been anything else. So here comes Takuya Kai. Is he coming back out? And the answer to that is they've got him taped up. They've got his thumb taped up, and it looks like he is ready to go. So now it looks like we're ready as Takuya Kai is bandaged up. It's a 3-1 scoreline. There are runners on first and second here. He's going to receive a couple of pitches. He says he's ready to go. Let's get after it then. So Kai back in the game and helps the home plate umpire do a little bit of maintenance there as he helps clean off the plate. So this is going to bring up Masahiro Nishino. Nishino today is 0 for 2. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has flown out to right field. He stands in on the left side. Got the nod as the designated hitter today. He is 7 for 28. He's hitting .250 on the season. There is the first pitch split finger that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We do appreciate everybody who's come in to watch this game with us tonight. Lots of entertainment here on our hands. Enjoying the opportunity to see the Hawks and the Buffaloes go head-to-head, two of the better teams in the NPB. There is a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the batter Nishino. And here comes the offering. It is a changeup that this is upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. Only the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have more wins in the Pacific League. They're at 17-6-1 right now. These two teams have 15 wins each. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field. It's going to get down. Digging hard and trying to score is Sano. The throw to the plate is cut off. And the Buffaloes have got a run back on a RBI single by Nishino. So Sano comes all the way around to score for the second run of the ballgame for the Buffaloes. So a base hit and an RBI by Nishino, as he was able really kind of almost to just to throw the hands out there, and he ends up lining it over second base. It was a nice piece of defensive play. They had no shot at the runner at the plate. They cut it off, and holding at second was Yoshida. And that is going to bring up Breivik Valera, who is 1 for 2 in the ballgame tonight. And so Takuya Kai is going out to have a few words with his right-hander. We'll see how this shapes up. So Kai's conference is over. One would have to think that the Hawks want to get through this inning with Ishikawa, as his day is probably going to be completed once this inning is done. I'd be shocked if they rolled them out. They do have action going on in their bullpens. So the runner at second is Yoshida. The runner at first is Nishino, and Breivik Valera steps up to the plate, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Valera. Valera batting from the left side against the right-hander Ishikawa. And here comes the 1-0 offering. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is hammered through the 4-hole into right field. Coming up and throwing. Here comes a play to the plate. But instead, they hold the runner, Yoshida, at third. That ball was absolutely scorched by Valera. Maybe hit a little too hard. The right fielder, Ubiashi, fielded it. He came up throwing. And they had to hold the runner at third. And that is going to load the bases. That looks like that is going to do it for the starter Ishikawa, as the manager is out of the dugout. It looks like they are going to make their change, and we are going to take a timeout here while we have all the action going on. The bases are loaded, but that is going to be it for Ishikawa. He's not going to survive the 5th inning here. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after this. Let's get ourselves sorted out. Here is our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, and we got Alexander Leggett in the house as somebody is coming in looking to find out where they can watch the game. We don't provide the links, but there are people in our chat who can give you some direction. It is going to be Koki Saito coming in relief. The right-hander is now taking over. And check that. Actually, that's not correct. We are looking at Fuji, the right-hander for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, coming into the ball game to replace the starter Ishikawa. I'll get you the numbers on Fuji here in just a minute. We've seen him before. He was out of the league for the last 2 or 3 years. He has been with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. So in 11 appearances this year, he is 2-0. He has pitched in 12 innings. He's allowed 4 hits. He has walked 4, but he has 17 strikeouts in those 12 innings. He's only conceded 1 earned run. He's got an ERA of 0.75. He's been outstanding this year for the club from Fukuoka. He is going to be facing Ryo Adachi, who is now batting with the bases loaded. 2 away here in the 5th inning. So an important pressure situation for Fuji. The first pitch to Adachi is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Koya Fuji on the hill, taking over for Ishikawa. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That last pitch was at 94 miles an hour on our gun. So no balls and 2 strikes. And right away, Fuji is ahead big time in the count. Curious to see if they're going to go soft and then come back hard here to the right-handed hitting Adachi. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. They checked their swing over to first base, but the first base umpire said he didn't go. That runs the count at 1-2. Fuji really dialed up that last pitch, as that was at 94 miles an hour. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Adachi. So here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down. That doesn't run the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We always get people that come in and are asking for the links sometimes. And as we said, we don't post them up, but we can verbalize it to you and give you some leads, and then you can hopefully go and check it out and then sync up the game and enjoy the audio that goes with it. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Adachi waggles the bat, and here is the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. That last pitch was at 95 miles an hour. Keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fuji ready to go back to work. And here comes the offering to Adachi. He kicks and he fires, and there is a split finger pitch that misses outside. Well, there's nowhere to put him. It's going to be a 3-2 pitch, and the base runners are going to be off to the races. 3-2, 2 out. As soon as he delivers to the plate, one would have to expect that it is going to be go time. So here comes the offering. Adachi waggles the bat, and Fuji kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and that is going to walk a run in, and the ball game is now tied. Yoshida comes in to score. The base runner Nishino goes over to third. Valera goes over to second, and Adachi is aboard with a walk, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Ryoma Ikeda. So it is a tie game, says the living room. We're all back to square. That is pretty crazy here for sure. We didn't really expect this one to get too far away, but I also expected both the starting pitchers to be here for a while. That does not look like it's going to be the case any longer, as one is gone, and one would think that Yamamoto is going to be possibly on his way out too, because his pitch count is ratcheting it up. There's a first pitch splitter that misses down, and the count is 1-0 now to Ikeda. Ikeda is 1 for 2 today. He singled and knocked a run in his last time up. He's also grounded out. So here comes the 1-0 offering. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a call strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-handed stick of Ikeda is ready to deliver here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there's a pitch in the dirt. This time it was a good block by Kai, but the runner does not advance from third. It's going to run the count to 2-1. And Nash says all of this because of a wild pitch strikeout. Pretty much that ball that got away from Kai would have ended the inning. We've basically had, it's going to be 4 outs to get 3 in this one. They would have been able to do that. It would have been a very easily a 3-1 game. They'd be back in the dugout. This has added a length of time to the ball game. That's the frustrating part sometimes, is you've got a situation where just that one little type of play will change the dynamic of the game. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. Boy, the pace of this game, as we say, has come to a grinding halt. But we'll have to see once we get into the bullpens, because in my opinion, if it shifts over to the pens, I really like Fukuoka's chances in this game. So here comes the 2-2 offering. He kicks and fires, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. And Fuji comes in to save the day with a strikeout of Ikeda. And so for the Buffaloes in their half of the 5th inning, they got a couple of runs. In the inning, there was 3 hits. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 4.5, and we are all knotted up at 3. We'll be back in just a moment as Fukuoka is coming to bat. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Welcome back. We are moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up to the plate: Yanagita, Gracial, and Nakamura. Not sure what the over-under totals on this game was at the outset, but I would have been picking under just based on these 2 pitchers, but we probably would have got that one wrong because Yamamoto and his counterpart Ishikawa have not been sharp tonight that we would have expected from these 2 pitchers. Yamamoto has thrown 71 pitches in his 4 innings of work. And he's ready to face Yuki Yanagita. Yanagita tonight is officially 0 for 2. He struck out and reached on an error. Takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yanagita waiting on the offering from Yamamoto, who kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Alexander Leggett said 5.5 or 6 at some books. Well, that is pretty much shot down now. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. As far as I'm concerned, that this game here is now looking like it's going to be, I would say, if you were thinking of over-under, I would think 8.5. I would be taking the over on something like this. Alexander says dead in the water now. Pretty much they'd have to play shutout baseball the rest of the way. Here comes the 3-1. There is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes full to Yanagita. So 71 pitches so far for Yamamoto to start the inning, and now he's throwing 5 to Yanagita, gets him to 76. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is going to reach the seats down the left field line. The only real pocket where there's empty seats is down that left field line. And that won't hurt anybody there. One of the things that's unique about Japanese baseball is foul balls that go into the stands. The fans have to give them back. I think if I got one in the stands, I probably would be stuffing it in my jacket pocket somewhere. And there was a fastball that swung on. It's going to reach the seats on the third base side. Count remains at 3-2. But there's a lot of empty seats in that one section down the left field line. I don't think anybody would be getting any baseballs in that area. So here comes the 3-2 offering to Yanagita. Yamamoto delivers. It's another fastball swung on and fouled away. And again, the count remains at 3-2. Alexander Leggett says, oh, that's lame. I really don't know why in Japan that they do that. I know in Europe, when I was telling the story before, in Europe, if you get a foul ball, they would give the kids candy or something to be able to do that. There was a fastball swung on and lifted foul again into the seats over on the third base side. So the question is about Yuki Yanagita. Is he got weak form at the plate? Yanagita actually has been one of the better hitters in the NPB, but he really does fly open quite a bit. That pulls off the ball. That might be a habit. And there is a foul ball that is fouled over on the third base side, and the catcher, Wakatsuki, races all the way over to the dugout, and he almost makes the catch. But it is going to get into the dugout as he sort of falls into the dugout. But that is going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yanagita. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. He rocks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's fielded by the second baseman, Adachi. He throws to first. And Yanagita is retired on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. But that was an 11 pitch at bat by Yanagita, as he really made the pitcher work for the Buffaloes, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Eurizabel Graciel. So Graciel tonight, he is officially 1 for 2. He singled in the second inning, and he reached on a fielder's choice in the third. And so here's the first offering from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up behind second base. Moving over underneath it is Adachi. He makes the catch. That's going to retire Graciel. Well, when you look at that, you have Yanagita battles the pitcher for 11 pitches, and then Graciel comes up and on the first pitch swings and pops it up. Got to have a better swing than that, Eurizabel, one would think, especially after watching the batter ahead of you soften up the pitcher with a very good at bat. So now that's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. And the first pitch delivered to Nakamura is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and lined to first. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. There is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is now 2-1 to Nakamura. We're almost through the 5th inning here, and I'm hoping I can stay, well, not hoping, we got no choice, but we're going to stay with you guys all the way through. There's a fastball that just misses down and in. They peel over to the third base umpire, and they say he didn't go. It's going to run the count to 3-1 to Nakamura. We were talking about clean innings. As Nash had said a little bit ago, there weren't too many in this game. This could be the 3rd one here if they can get Nakamura, but they don't. That is going to be ball 4 as the fastball misses inside. And Yamamoto has allowed a 2-out walk. Yeah, Alexander Leggett said, I pass out midstream. Yeah, I feel like it sometimes. Boy, here in this game here, it's just, you watch the tempo and the pace, and then all of a sudden runners get on base, and it just changes. The flow. So Yanagachi digs in from the left side facing the right-hander Yamamoto, and here comes the first pitch. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He holds at the chest. And now he kicks and fires. There's another fastball that misses outside, and that is ball 2. And what I'm watching here is, to me, it looks like Yamamoto is spent. Here comes the visit from his catcher. He's lost his stuff. I would think that this may be his last inning because he is all over the place. Alexander Leggett said this is way better than one of the games that went 3+ hours or something. There was one game that went about 4 hours. It just seemed to go on and on and on. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they do get the help as Yanagachi, they said he went. The count is now 2-1. Yep, Yamamoto looks like he is lost his stuff. He's got nothing left in the tank here. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's my opinion on this. Here it is. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. He is on life support for sure. Going to try to be able to get through this last bit of the inning. He's only at 92 pitches, which is kind of a walk in the park for Japanese pitchers, but this is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks you're playing against. There's a fastball that misses outside. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say that Yanagachi didn't go. So that's going to run the count now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. One would think that the Buffaloes will have their bullpen moving. So here comes the 3-2 offering. The runner is going to be off to the races. Kicks and fires, and there is a fastball that misses down. It's the second consecutive walk here in the 5th inning. And that's finally going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. I don't know what he was doing over there. Maybe having a nap or something, because we could use that. So he's out to the mound to talk to his ace Yamamoto, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Seiji Ubiyashi. So while there is the conference on the mound, I'll just take a couple moments to remind you that we are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, as well as on for the Thursday game, which would be Wednesday evening in North America time or early Thursday morning. So we will post a schedule here in the next little bit, announcing what we are going to be covering. We'll be busy here for the next couple of days. So here we go back to the live action. And it is Seiji Ubiashi at the plate. He is 0 for 2. He has scored a run tonight, though. And he first pitches a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nash says this is trouble going against this lineup because everything sets up for another run-filled inning, especially when you start allowing runners on base when you have a couple out. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yanagamachi. So right-hander against the left-hander. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. Just taking a quick peek at the stats in this one here for the pitchers. As we said, Yamamoto is not that sharp. He's at 97 pitches, but he has thrown 61 strikes. To me, I'd be curious to see what he has thrown over the last couple innings. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. He's really had to belabor and work hard, although there have been some marathon at-bats. And a Gita here in this inning with a bunch of swings and foul balls. It was Nakamura back in the second inning who fouled away a bunch of balls. Can really take the stuffing out of the pitcher, especially early in the inning. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. Yamamoto holds at the chest. And now he fires. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. That is going to run the count to 3-2. That would have been ball 4 for Ubiashi. He just couldn't hold up. It was too tantalizing. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners are going to be on the move. So here comes the 3-2. Ubiashi digs in. The runners are going to be ready to go as soon as Yamamoto can deliver the ball to the plate. Yamamoto checks the runner at second. And there he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder Yoshida. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire the Hawks for the third out of the inning. We are going to have our proverbial Japanese halftime. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left the board in the 5th inning. It's 3-3. We'll take that couple of minute timeout, and we'll be back with the call for the 6th inning in just a moment, everybody. Hang tight. We'll be back after these.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be moving to the top of the 6th inning as we have the little intermission here between the 5th and the 6th. We'll be back in just a couple moments. And our friend Alexander Leggett says we got some new bops here. Yeah, we do. We got a little bit of stuff. So we are going to share some of the other stuff with us. Done a couple of our MLB little intros. So we'll share the latest one with you here. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising here now to the top of the 6th inning. Fuji is still on to work for the Hawks. He is going to be facing the 9-1-2 hitters in the order. The first pitch delivered to Kenya Wakatsuki is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. For our friend, it looks like it was Gene Ju. He says, "You guys rock. We appreciate you being in here to check out the stream." There is the 1-0 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now is 1-1 to Wakatsuki. So we appreciate those who come in to listen, whether you stick around for a while or you stick around for a little bit. It's all important to us. And here comes the 1-1 offering. It is a fastball that just misses below the knees. The count is now 2-1 to Wakatsuki. As we look on the replay, it was a good job by Kai to try to stay underneath it. The umpire wasn't fooled by that one. So here comes the 2-1 offering. And there is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. Wakatsuki tonight is 1 for 2. He does have a single to his name. He's also popped out to the third baseman. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Fuji kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Wakatsuki has gone on strikes for the first time tonight. He is out number 1 here. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Kodai Sano. For Sano tonight, he is officially 1 for 1. He scored a run his last time up as he reached base on a single. He's also got a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a stolen base. So here comes the first offering, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. Koya Fuji is the second pitcher used tonight by the Hawks. Be curious, all eyes on the Orix team if they're going to be going to the bullpen. I sure would be, based on Yamamoto last inning. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 0-2 offering. Sano is waiting on the pitch. There is a split finger pitch in the dirt. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say that Sano didn't go. I want to see that one again, and we're going to get a look at it here. I personally think he did on the angle that we got. But I'm not the umpire at first base, and he may have seen something different. And he did, because he said that he didn't go. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there Fuji kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fuji looks in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kai, and he's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 2-2 offering. See, fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. As we said, Fuji's been very effective this year for the Hawks. Why do I get the feeling that this game isn't just kind of dragging a little bit now, but can almost smell extra innings coming in this one? We'll be here for probably another 7 more innings. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line. The count remains at 2-2. It's always kind of that Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will and usually does. So I can see that happening. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Fuji comes set at the chest. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded on one hop to third. It's fielded by the third baseman, Makihara. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Sano on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. So for Mune, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown to center field twice and flown to right field once. He's batting from the left, the right-handed throwing Fuji. His average has slipped down to 205 on the season. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over behind the third base dugout. The count is 0-1. This is already his 4th plate appearance in the ball game. One would think he might be up for 5 or possibly even 6 at-bats in this one, depending on how the Buffaloes are able to swing the bats. There was a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. It's all knotted up at 3s between the Buffaloes and the Hawks. But it looks like that Yamamoto is going to come back out for another tour. I can't believe it. He looked like he was spent in the last inning. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. Yamamoto wasn't just missing, he was missing badly. It doesn't have his typical electric stuff. Alexander Leggett says he's not sure he can hang on any longer either. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. We're going to have to build up some stamina for tomorrow night. Yeah, it may not be a game that goes extras. They're going to bring Yamamoto back in. He's throwing in front of the dugout. I can't believe it. This has not been his best night tonight, that's for sure. And Mune has asked for time at the plate, and we're going to do this all over again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Fuji ready to give the offering here. Here comes the pitch, and there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Mune goes down on strikes for out number 3 here in the 6th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We had a 1-2-3 inning. Haven't seen one of those in a while. It is now 3-3 as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Alexander Leggett, if you're taking off, well, maybe you'll stick around for one more Yamamoto inning. Let's see if they have the excitement. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Here's one of our Did You Know's Major League Baseball style. We're working on a bunch of these as well. We're going to do some more for the Japanese League. Here you go. Here is a J-Rod one. Back, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. Much to our surprise and to Fukuoka's chagrin, they're bringing the right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto back out to the mound. It is a 29-pitch inning. The last inning, he is sitting on 100 pitches through 5 tonight. As far as I'm concerned, he looked like he was spent. I'd be curious to see, if I was sitting in there behind, what it would look like. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. It is Kenta Imamiya, Takuya Kai, and Masaki Momori to face him. That's the 8-9 one-hitters in the order. And here comes the next pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. The count is now 0-2. Nash says he's got a bad feeling about this. Alexander Leggett says this is going to be his best inning somehow. There's a fastball that has swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side. Well, the positive thing is he's got 8, 9, and 1. The drawback is his 8 and 9 have touched him up for 2 of his hits that he's allowed here today, and they have both scored. They're 2 for 4 against him tonight. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Imamiya. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul over on the first base side. And the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and reaches the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And Mamiya waiting on the offering from Yamamoto, who rocks in the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded neatly by Kirbyashii. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Imamiya on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai. So Kai steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's singled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. He's popped out to the catcher in the 4th. So here we go back to the live action as Yamamoto is ready to deliver. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted foul. It's going to reach the seats well down the left field line. It's going to go down, I think, into section 22. Those of you who are familiar with the PayPay Dome, as that is where we are playing tonight. So that was the 107th pitch of the ball game for Yamamoto. One would think maybe he's just getting warmed up. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Kai. There's a fastball that comes inside and it hits him. And Takuya Kai has got himself a hit batter as he is going to go to first base, and that is going to bring up Masaki Momori. That is what we were witnessing last inning. The pitches were getting away from Yamamoto. They're going to continue to leave him in the game and let him go. So Masaki Momori comes to the plate. He is kind of owned Yamamoto today. He is 2 for 3. He's got a pair of hits. He's also knocked in a run. He's having himself a fine season. He's pulled his average up to 320 with the hits tonight. He bats from the left side, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Yamamoto, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Mori digs in, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Yamamoto. And instead, he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is Kai. So Yamamoto ready to go back to work as he gets the sign from his catcher Wakatsuki. And here comes the pitch, but instead he fires over to first base, and again diving back is Takuya Kai. Be curious to see if they're going to put Kai in motion. He doesn't run all that bad for a catcher. He's got a very aggressive lead at first base. He's got 1 foot on the grass and the other foot is still in the dirt. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It's tap foul over on the first base side. It's going to run the count to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we take our peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, I'll try to update you here in between pitches. It is an ugly-looking affair in Hiroshima, as the Carp are up 12-3 on the Giants. There are a couple of finals already around the NPB. So here comes the 1-1 offering, and there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down. Takuya Kai is going to hold at second base as the throw comes in quickly from the right fielder Ikeda. And Mamori is aboard with a single, and that is going to move Kai over to second. So a single for Mamori. And we're going to see what they're going to do in the brain trust for Orix. I would have yanked, and as I said before, I would have taken out Yamamoto at the end of the last inning. He looked like he'd run out of steam. So I've got the opportunity. That is the 3rd hit today by Mamori. He's been the ultimate leadoff hitter in this one. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Taisi Makihara. So for Makihara today, he is officially 1 for 2. He grounded out, he singled, he knocked in a run, and he drew a walk. So here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away down the first base line, and the count is 0-1. What we're not seeing tonight from Yamamoto is his 98 to 100 mile an hour fastball. He just doesn't quite have that in him tonight. He has been electric. He's been mid-90s for most of the evening. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher, and now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ash chimes in the chat, says the Hawks need to take advantage of this. Fuji was really good, and that's right. He came in, he let that 1 run in, but it was not his runner. He pitched a very good top of the 6th inning. So for sure, they got to capitalize on this. And here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. Makihara almost screwed himself into the ground. He took such a hellacious hack. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Makihara. Our runners on first and second with 1 away here in the 6th inning. Yuki Yanagita looms large on deck. So here comes the 1-2 offering. Yamamoto checks the runner at second, and now he fires. It is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. I have to say, there might have been some home cooking on that call. That pitch really didn't miss the spot. We get the replay of it. But in fairness, the replay did show it was probably about a good half dozen inches off the plate. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Yamamoto checks again the runner, Kai at second. He kicks and fires, and there is a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count is now 3-2. I certainly don't want to put this batter aboard because it would load the bases for Yanagita. One would hope that they've got a left-hander up in the bullpen to face Yanagita. Turn him around. The batter's box here. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. A kick and fire. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into center field. It's fielded neatly by Snow. Holding at third is Kai. It's going to load the bases again for the Hawks. As that is a single for Makihara, and that is finally going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. But the question is are we going to have a change? Job to stay inside the baseball and line it into center field. Sano fielded it in shallow center. They had to hold the runner at third. So let's see what's going to happen here. They do have a conference on the mound. I'm just shocked that they're still leaving him in. I'm still thinking that he would have been gone about an inning ago. Through your 101 pitches through 5 innings. Good job. We're out of here. But not tonight. So Yamamoto stays in the ball game. Alexander Leggett says they want this to be a live training session for Yamamoto. Well, they've got the infield in on the corners. They're playing halfway at second and short. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Yanagita. Yanagita is going to be a tough guy to double up. He runs quite well. Maybe not as well as he did in his younger days, but he could still get down the line. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And the kick and deliver is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the offering from the right-hander. It is a fastball swung on and missed by Yanagita, and now the count goes to 1-2. Matthew Duran chimes in here. He says needs a double play here. Yeah, they do. You don't want to face, it's tough enough when you're facing Yanagita, but then you might have to face Yerzabel Graciel. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses just under the hands, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. One would think that there's got to be a pretty good pitch on the way here. The bases are full of Hawks. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Yamamoto kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch now. Yanagita digs in. He's waggling the bat. Yamamoto stares in, gets a sign. Here comes pitch number 123 in the ball game for the star right-hander. And here comes the pitch. It kicks and delivers. There is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. Now here you are on May the 3rd, Japan time. And you are in a situation where you have a pitcher at 123 pitches who looked like he was spent at the end of the 5th inning. So here we go. This is pitch number 24 of the inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Going back on the warning track and looking up, and it is gone. A grand slam home run for Urizabel, for Yuki Yanagita. And it is now a 7-3 ball game, as that grand slam has broken this one apart. Unbelievable. I've been calling since the last inning that you could see that the right-hander Yamamoto was pretty much done. He lost the command of his pitches, but they continue to roll with him. They don't take him out now, I don't know what. But certainly that pitch was right there in the wheelhouse, and Yanagita goes opposite. A Oppo Taco for the grand slam, and that is going to make the score 7-3. That'll bring up Urizabel Graciel. So Yanagita was looking for his first hit, and he does it in style here. So the Hawk fans are going to be going crazy. The sad part is this game isn't over, but it is going to be in some ways over very difficult, because when you get into the rest of the bullpen, you're going to be facing Levon Moinello. You're going to be facing Maury. That is going to be very, very difficult for the Buffaloes to scratch out some runs. Nice job of Yanagita by staying inside the baseball and driving it the other way. Yeah, I think the press conference would have some interesting things. Nash is sitting back saying, he can't believe they hardly had anybody warming up last inning, as Yamamoto is done on 124 pitches. His day is now officially over. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Urizabel Graciel. But while we have the pitching change, hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're going to get ourselves another refreshment. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
It is Honda Hitomi on the mound. He is taking over for Yamamoto, and the first pitch he delivered to Graciel was a fastball that missed inside, and the count is 1-0. So Honda Hitomi in the ball game. There's a fastball that misses again upstairs, and the count now is 2-0. So Hitomi on in relief here of the starter Yamamoto. That's going to fluff up his ERA with the 7 spot that he's allowed tonight. There is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Graciel. All of the damage has come with 1 out. The leadoff hitter in the inning, Imamiya, had grounded out, and then everybody else hit batter a single, another single, and then the grand slam by Yanagita has got the Hawks flapping their wings out in front now, 7-3. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Graciel, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alexander says he's now totally gassed. We appreciate you being here. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. There's a fastball swung on, its tap slowly over to short, fielded by Kirbiashi. Throws to first, And they're going to get Graciel on a ground out 6-3 for out number 2 here in the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Akira Nakamura. Once again, we do appreciate your support of the channel there, Alexander, and hopefully you could join us again tomorrow night, as we will be back on the air again all week here in the Golden Week for all the games. So here comes the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. A play by Kobayashi to get Graciel at first. It was a lot closer than I anticipated on the replay. First pitch is a fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakamura. Our friend Nash says it just saw that Masahiro Tanaka reached 1,500 career innings. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's bobbled by the first baseman, Valera. He flips it over from his knees. And that is to the pitcher covering, and they're going to be able to get Nakamura on a ground out 3-1 for the third out of the inning. But there was a lot of damage done here in the bottom of the 6th. There was 4 runs in the inning on 3 hits. It was the grand slam by Yanagita. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 complete. It is a 7-3 ball game for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. And Alexander says, arigato gozaimasu. And we appreciate you for being here again. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. We'll be back with the call of the 7th inning in just a couple moments. Hang tight. I'll give you one of our other Did You Knows. Did you know? Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change. It's going to be Yuki Samori coming in for the Hawks. He is going to be the 3rd pitcher of the ball game used. He is also the 3rd right-hander that the Hawks have rolled out today. He's going to be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Orix batting order. That means Kobayashi, Yoshida, and Nishino will be up to face the right-hander for the Fukuoka. And so this is where the pitching change comes in. Nash says, imagine if Honda had just come in earlier. Imagine if he would have started the inning. He was pretty electric. He was springing it up to about 98 miles an hour. He was pounding it for strikes. As we said, you could just see that the right-hander Yamamoto had lost it, wasn't finishing his pitches. He was all over the place. So here we go back to the live action. The first pitch from the right-hander Samori is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kobayashi. Kobayashi today is officially 0 for 3. He did reach base on an error in the 3rd inning. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Samori ready to go back to work. And he kicks and he fires. There is a changeup that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Samori holds at the belt. Now he's ready to kick and deliver. And he fires. They're not clean. Everything is B for either team. It was a changeup that was left up in the zone, and it was caught just a little bit down the barrel, but the hitter, Kobayashi, did a good job of staying inside the ball. He was able to drive it into center field. And that is now going to bring up the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. For Yoshida today, he is officially 0 for 1. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch, but he struck out his last time up, and that was got the thing rolling for the Buffaloes in their inning, as he ended up reaching base on the wild pitch. So he takes the first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. Samori checks the runner at first. He comes set. Now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. Samori leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kai, and here comes the 0-2. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that misses way outside. And the count is 1-2. Getting into this time of the night where I feel like that I could use the ice bucket challenge. It would probably wake me right up. We are now approaching the 3-hour mark of this ball game. It's a 7-3 Hawk lead here in the 7th inning. And here comes the 1-2 pitch to Yoshida. And Samori kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Yoshida on strikes for the 2nd time today. He has gone for the first out here in the 7th inning. Now that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Masahiro Nishino. So Nishino is 1 for 3 today. He has singled. He's fielder's choice, and he has flown out to right field. He's also driven a run today, as he accounted for knocking in Kodai Sano in his last at bat, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Nash said had him swinging like he was trying to get the cookies on the top shelf. Absolutely. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. We have an offset angle here, and so the pitch, to me, that last pitch looked pretty good, but it was partially because the catcher, Takuya Kai, was trying to establish that frame. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Kick and deliver. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wouldn't have expected this game to be on the over side in terms of runs. The pitching matchup that we witnessed tonight. Or at least that's what we would have thought. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Samori delivers. It's again a fastball swung on it again. Fouled away over on the third base side. Keeps the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Samori comes set at the belt. And he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded over to third. Over to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Kobayashi. Fielder's choice is 5-4. Nishino bounces into the fielder's choice. There's now 2 out. He has become the runner at first. That's going to bring up Breivik Valera. For Valera tonight, he is 2 for 3. He has singled Both of his times up, he did go to second base on an error. He's now raised his average to 210. He has also struck out tonight. So Valera is getting himself going finally here for the Buffaloes. So Samori holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is now 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. There is more action in the Fukuoka bullpen. Nothing major right now. A couple of the arms are just sort of getting loose. There's the pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0 to Valera. So 2 balls and no strikes. The score line says it all. It is 7-3 here on the top of the 7th. The grand slam by Yuki Yanagita has been the difference. And here comes the 2-0 offering, and there's a fastball that misses outside. Count is now 3-0 to Valera. It want to make them hit their way on, that's for sure. Free passes can get you into a lot of trouble. So here comes the 3-0 pitch from Samori. And he kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's ball 4. And Valera has drawn himself a 2-out walk here. It's going to advance Nishino over to second. It's going to bring up Rio Adachi. For Adachi on the season, or on the evening, he is 0 for 2. He has walked and knocked a run in. He walked with the bases juiced the last time. So Adachi steps up to the plate. He bats from the right side. He's got his average at 310 right now. So here comes the offering from the right-hander Samori. He checks the runner at second. And he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Over to second, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It erases Valera 6-4 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 7th. They had no runs. They had a hit. There were no errors, and they stranded 2 aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is Fukuoka 7 and the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Our friend Nash says Valera is having a decent day other than the error. I have to agree with you on that one. Be right back.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising here to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order for Fukuoka. That means it's going to be Tasaru Yanagamachi, Seiji Ubiyashi, and Kenta Imamiya. And they will be facing, we'll be checking to see if it is going to still be Honda Hitomi who's going to be staying in the ball game. Waiting on that update here in just a moment. 7-10-2 for the Hawks, 3-7-1 for the Buffaloes. That is exactly who is staying in the ball game is Honda Hitomi. So he is going to be facing Yannick Amachi to get things going here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that just misses inside. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Honda Hitomi, he's not a big fella. He's a right-hander. And here comes the 1-0 offering. And there is a fastball that catches the outside corner. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hitomi gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. And here's the 1-1 pitch. He kicks and he fires. It's grounded over to first. Valera fields it. He says he's got it, and he's going to take that as out number 1. It goes as a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Seiji Ubiashi. For Ubiashi today, he is officially 0 for 3. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the 4th and came around and scored a run. He's also flown up the left, and he has struck out. So on the season, his average has slipped now to 290. And here comes waiting on the offering from the right-hander Hitomi. There is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Ubiashi. So no balls and 1 strike. The catcher, Wakatsuki, ready to go back to work behind the plate. As we said, we're in the bottom of the 7th inning here, and there's games that will fly by, and there's games that will grind it out, and this is a grinder tonight. We're just over the 3-hour mark, as we are here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes the pitch from Hitomi. It's a fastball that misses low and in. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hitomi waiting on the batter to get himself in there, and now he's ready to go. And here comes the pitch. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-2. Makes you wonder if he made a mistake on the call before. Because the one before, that fastball looked pretty good. And then this breaking ball looked like it was a little bit up. So maybe he was trying to make amends for the pitch that he had missed. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch in the dirt. Swung on and missed. They have to throw down to first base, and that is going to retire the batter Ubiashi. That goes as a strikeout, 2-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Kenta Imamiya. So for Imamiya on the evening, or on the afternoon, he is 1 for 3. He's also grounded to third and grounded to short. He's got his season average at 315. Here comes the offering from Honda Hitomi. There is a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt. The count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Hitomi ready to go back to work. He holds the ball at the belt, then raises it to his chest. Now he kicks and he fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. As we take a quick peek at the out-of-town scores, both of the other games in the Pacific League are now finals. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles knocked off the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 2-1. Masahiro Tanaka picked up his third win of the season against one defeat. Kato took the loss. Matsui got the save, his 8th. So here comes the offering from Honda Hitomi. It is a fastball swung on. It is driven into right field. And Kenta Imamiya is going to get his second hit of the ball game. So the bottom third of the batting order continues to beat up on the Orix pitchers. That is going to bring up Takuya Kai. For Kai tonight, he is 1 for 2. He scored 2 runs. He's got a single and a hit batter. He's also popped out to the catcher, but nothing has come easy tonight for either of these teams. So here comes the first offering to Takuya Kai. Imamiya establishes his lead at first. He's got 1 foot on the grass and 1 foot on the dirt. So here comes the first offering. And it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. We mentioned the scores. So obviously Tanaka gets the win. It was 2-1 for the Golden Eagles. The Saitama Seabu Lions had a 4-0 over the Giants. The reason for that is the Lions beat the Marines 4-2. Sato got the win. Ojima took the loss in that one. Masuda picked up his 7th save. There was a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is now 0-2 to Kai. So no balls and 2 strikes. The crowd is cheering on their beloved catcher. He digs himself in. He's ready to get the offering here from Hitomi. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. And Hitomi kicks and fires. And there is a split finger pitch swung on. Its hooked foul down by the third base coach's box. And we're going to do this all over again as the count remains at 0-2. I know the 7th inning is almost completed here, but we're going to have to do our version of the 7th inning stretch on the in-between. Have to do a lap around the yard or something. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Kai waiting on the offering from Honda Hitomi, and here we go. He kicks and he fires. There is a fastball swung on. It's going to reach the seats well down the first baseline. That's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. So Kai waiting on the offering. Here comes the 0-2. And Hitomi delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away. It was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 offering. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded to short. Kirby fields it over to first. And that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 3 here in the 7th inning. So Fukuoka, they go quietly, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're going to have a pitching change when we come back. Stick around, everybody. We're going to be back for the 8th inning in just a couple moments. Glad you could be here. And so is our friend Steve.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Reps Baseball, and please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Reps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Katsui Matayoshi coming into the ball game, and he is going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order for the Buffaloes. That means it's going to be Ryoma Ikeda, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Kodai Sano. And so this is where we are here, as he is now taking over with a 4-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. So it is looking like it is less likely that the Buffaloes are going to pull this one off. They got 6 outs left to go. And Ikeda, Wakatsuki, and Sano coming to bat. So for Matayoshi, he is taking over here. So Ikeda tonight is 1 for 3. He has singled and knocked in a run. He's also grounded out and struck out. So he is now 2 for 6 on the season. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. This is the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Hawks. And Matayoshi delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Matayoshi ready to go back to work. He holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. It runs the count to 1-2. Matayoshi's got a very unique delivery. He pitches, and when he does his leg kick, he almost turns his back completely to the hitter. So all he sees is the back of the pitcher, and then he comes through and delivers. So be curious to see what that looks like from the hitter's perspective. And here comes the 1-2 offering, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Mawari. He throws to first. Ikeda is retired on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So 5 outs to go for the Hawks, and this one will be in the books. We're saying this game is the longest one of the night. It is not even close, I don't think, to some of the others. I think we're still got at least another 20 minutes to go. There's the fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count now is 0-1 to Wakatsuki. We want to check that we actually have a pinch hitter in the game, as Wakatsuki's day is done. This is a number 9 for the Buffaloes. This is Tomoya Noguchi. The count is now quickly 0-2. So Tomoya Noguchi into pinch hit. Here for the Buffaloes, we got to keep our eyes peeled on that. Sometimes they sneak them in a little quicker than we can keep track of. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vivid Life says, got busy at work. The Hawks are up 7-3. As Vivid Life checks back in. We thank you for sticking around. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Noguchi is retired on strikes for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Kodai Sano. For Sano today, he's had a productive day for sure. He singled and scored a run in the 5th. He grounded out to 3rd in the 6th. He's also walked, had a sac bunt, and stolen a base. So officially, he is 1 for 2. So here comes the offering from the right-hander. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sano has raised his season average up to 263. And here comes the offering. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 1-1. It's not a safe situation for the Hawks, so one would think that they probably won't be using the closer Mori tonight. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2 on Sano. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. There is action in the Fukuoka pen. It looks like it could be Levon Manello. Maybe coming in to finish off the 9th inning if this is the case. So here comes the 1-2 offering. He kicks and he fires, and there is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it as Sano goes down on strikes for out number 3 here in the 8th inning. So this is going to go to the bottom of the 8th as there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 7.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 7, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. The bottom of the 8th inning. We're glad you could be here with us tonight.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. The Buffaloes are going to the bullpen again. This is going to be their 3rd pitcher used of the night. This time it is going to be a left-hander as they are turning the ball over to Koki Saito. And he is coming in to take over to face the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. In their half of the 8th inning, it's going to be the top of the order, Mamori, Makihara, and Yanagita. to get things going against the left-hander here. So here comes the first offering from Saito. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Mamori tonight is 3 for 4. He's got 3 singles. He's knocked in a run. He's scored a run. He's been all over the base paths. There is a fastball that is delivered. I don't know if that pitch was fouled away. It looks like it was a check swing foul. It did catch the umpire. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So way up on the hitter here is Saito. So here we go back to the action. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 1-2. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter coming up next as Richard Sunagawa has moved into the on-deck circle. He will probably more than likely hit for the third baseman, Makihara. So here comes the 1-2 offering, and there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Moving over to his right is the center fielder, Sano, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for Memoria. It is 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, or the pinch hitter for the third baseman, Richard Sunagawa. And one would think that Sunagawa will probably come in and play third base in the next inning. So that would be pretty much a straight-up switch. So 7-3 for the Hawks here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Sunagawa steps in at the plate. He's only hitting 194 with the second team. He's got 5 homers and 18 runs batted in. So here comes the first offering from the lefty Saito. And there is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sunagawa waiting on the offering from the lefty, and there is a changeup that swung on and missed. It looked like he was wanting to hit that one all the way back to Osaka. As it turned out that he spun himself right into the ground. That is going to make the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sunagawa. Saito ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses down in the dirt. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sunagawa. Saito leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. And here comes the 1-2 offering. Saito kicks, and he fires. There is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded slowly to second. It's picked up by the second baseman, Adachi. Throws to first. That is going to do it for the Hawks in their half of the 8th inning. They got no runs, no hits, no errors. Oop, check on that. Thought we had it all done here. That's actually the second out of the inning. I've already written off the Hawks for their third out. This is going to be Yuki Yanagita coming to the plate. Yeah, it is one of those nights, everybody, and I apologize to you for that. So Yuki Yanagita comes up to the plate with 2 out. He had a grand slam his last time up, as he has the go-ahead home run that has put the difference at 7-3. There's a first pitch breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Outside of the home run, Yanagita has struck out. He's reached base on an error, and he has grounded out today. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Saito kicks and fires. There's a fastball that just comes under the chin of Yanagita and backs him off the plate. Runs the count to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against the left-hander. Saito ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded to first. fielded by Valera. He flips it over to the pitcher covering. And that is going to do it. That goes as a ground out, 3-1 for the third out of the inning. So for the Hawks and their half of the eighth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 7, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the 9th inning in just a moment. Glad you guys could be here with us tonight.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve. We are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. They do have a reliever coming in. It is the sometimes closer, but usually the setup guy for Mori, and this is going to be Levon Moinello. So the hard-throwing Cuban left-hander is going to enter the fray here in the 9th inning, and he is going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Hawks. So Levon Moinello into the ball game, taking over from Matsuyoshi. So here we go. And who's he going to face? Well, right now scheduled to come to bat is the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order. Supposed to be Yumamune, Kataro Kobayashi, and Masataka Yoshida. We'll get you an update if there are any changes here. Yumamune, of course, is a lefty having to face the power lefty of Moinello, so we'll see if they're going to make a switch. And so here we go back to the live action as Moinello has completed his warm-up tosses and we're ready to go back to work. So Moinello looks in. It is Mune stepping up to the plate. So lefty matchup to get things going. And here comes the first pitch from Moinello. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that moves Mune off of the plate. The pitch got away from Kai and it has hit the umpire. The umpire has backed away. He's kind of got to do a moonwalk here. That pitch was inside. The pitch went off the glove of Kai and hit the umpire in the forearm. Ooh, that is going to leave a mark for sure. So ball 1 to Yumamune. Mune tonight is officially 0 for 4. He's flown out 3 times and struck out looking. And Moinello has stepped off the pitcher's rubber. We're going to do this all over again. His average has slipped to 2.03 on the season for Mune. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. Moinello kicks and fires. There's a fastball that makes Mune skip rope, and it is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So here comes the 2-0 offering from Moinello. Here he holds at the chest. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0. So maybe this game isn't finished yet. Moinello coming in to get some work done. And they're brass in the Fukuoka dugout. They're moving around a little bit and talking here. So comes the 3-0 from Moinello. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So Mune ready to face the offering from the left-hander Moinello, who kicks and fires. And there's a fastball that misses inside. And Mune gets himself a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning, and that's going to bring up Kentaro Kobayashi. It's also going to bring a visit pretty quickly from the pitching coach up to the mound. So they may have detected something in Moinello. I don't know if this is a check with the trainer or if it's the interpreter. I think it's the interpreter out there. So we're going to see what we have on a fuel check for Moinello. There is obviously concern because he walks the first batter that he faces. A little bit uncharacteristic of Moinello. So Kobayashi is now the hitter. He is officially 1 for 4 today. He singled his last time up. He also reached on an error back in the 3rd, but he's also flown out and grounded out. So Kobayashi steps in. Well, we're actually going to get a pinch hitter for Kobayashi. This is going to be Rangel Ravello coming in. A little curious to see why they are using him now. But Rangel Ravello is coming up to bat. So here comes the first offering from Moinello to Ravello. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One would have thought that they may have saved Ravello for a different part in the order. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And it is a fastball swung on and missed, and now the count quickly goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Ravello. Just a couple of pieces about Ravello. He's only hitting 140 this year. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. He's got a home run and a couple RBIs, but he's only hitting 140. He does have 57 at-bats and 70 plate appearances. So here comes the 1-2 offering from Moinello. Who kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That is quick work of Ravello as he is retired on strikes for out number 1. That is going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. So some high heat from Moinello puts Ravello away. That is 1 out here in the 9th inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Yoshida. For Yoshida today, he is officially 0 for 2. He struck out in the 7th. He struck out and reached on a wild pitch in the 5th and later scored a run. He has also been walked and hit by a pitch. So here's the first pitch from Moinello. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left center field. Coming over underneath it is the center fielder. And that is going to be put away by Yanagamachi for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Nishino. So Masahiro Nishino coming up to bat. He officially in the books is 1 for 4 today. He has scored a run. So Yoshida is retired, and that is 2 in the books here, and Moinello is looking to seal the deal for the 3rd out of the inning. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1, but we do have a pinch hitter here as Nishino's day is done. And this is a number 10, which is Koji Oshiro. So Koji Oshiro getting an opportunity to be the pinch hitter here. There is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. So Nishiro in the bat for, or check that. Nishiro for Nishino as I take a look. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. So Oshiro for Nishino as we try to keep this straight. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Oshiro. While the Buffaloes are now down to their final strike as Moinello gets ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. Why not, says Moinello. The home plate umpire has seen a long game here tonight. How about not just another one? How about another pitch? So here we go. Here comes the 2-2. Moinello comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it as Oshiro goes down on strikes for out number 3. And so for the Buffaloes in their half of the 9th, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 7, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. I'll do a quick recap. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll call it a night. But hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. All the other games are finals in the Pacific League. There is 1 game still going on in the Central League, but we will get you all these finals straight away. The Saitama Cebu Lions knocked off the Chiba Lotte Marines 4-2 today. Sato got the win. He goes to 2-3. Ojima takes the loss. Masuda gets his 7th save of the year. Yamakawa hit a home run. It's his 10th for the Lions. In the other game in the Pacific League, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles scored 2 in the second. They were able to hold off the Kaido Nippon Ham Fighters 2-1 as the Fighters scored a run in the bottom of the 9th. Was Masahiro Tanaka going to 3-1 on the season. Kato goes to 2-2. He takes the loss. Yuki Matsui gets his 8th save, and Tanaka hit his first home run of the year for the Eagles. Over in the Central League, the Amuri Giants got torched today by the Hiroshima Carp, 12-3. A lot of firepower today for the Giants, but the stringing together hits and getting walks and everything else helped for the Hiroshima Carp. They won 12-3. The Hanshin Tigers took one on the chin today to the Occult Swallows. They lost 3-0. Ogawa got the win. He goes to 1-2. Nishi, the loss, he's 2-2. Murakami hit his 7th homer of the season. And then the Chinichi Dragons have extended their lead as they scored 3 in the top of the 8th inning. It is a 7-3 lead over Yokohama, and that game is now in the top of the 9th. So just again, your final here. It was the big blow by Yuki Yanagita with a grand slam in the 6th inning that blew this game apart. And the final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 7, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Thanks again, everybody, for being here with us. Check our schedule. We'll be out tomorrow in the morning. We will be doing some more of the NPB games this week. Hopefully you can join us for those. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.